Welcome to the ultimate guide to the upcoming shooter games of 2024. In this video, we're going to take a deep dive into the top 10 shooter games set to take the gaming world by storm this year. From high-octane action to strategic warfare, these games promise to deliver unparalleled experiences that will have you on the edge of your seat. So, whether you're a seasoned gamer looking for your next challenge or a newcomer eager to dive into the action, this video is for you. Let's get started. Delta Force, Hawk Ops is a thrilling first-person shooter game. It offers players a single-player campaign based on the movie Black Hawk Down and large-scale player versus player multiplayer action. This game is free to play and promises to deliver action-packed combat. Players have a variety of traditional weapons and futuristic equipment at their disposal. The playable characters in the game have their own unique abilities and equipment. In addition to infantry combat, players can control vehicles such as tanks, boats, and helicopters. This adds an extra layer of strategy and excitement to the gameplay. The game is a brand new cross-platform tactical shooter. It allows you to play the role of an operator in the elite Delta Force. The game also offers a deep dive into the variety of playable operators. John Carpenter's Toxic Commando is developed by Saber Interactive and published by Focus Entertainment. The game is a cooperative first-person shooter with both single and multiplayer modes. The game's plot revolves around an experimental attempt to harness the power of the Earth's core, which unfortunately results in a terrifying disaster, the release of the Sludge God. This eldritch abomination begins terraforming the area, turning soil to scum and the living to undead monsters. Players take control of the Toxic Commandos, a team of mercenaries hired to rectify the situation. Each player can choose a class that matches their playstyle, and they can use an array of weapons, including gunfire, grenades, special abilities, and katanas, to combat the Sludge God and its horde. The game is inspired by the over-the-top humor, action, and horror of classic 80s cinema, particularly the works of legendary filmmaker John Carpenter. It promises an explosive cocktail of visceral FPS action and apocalyptic environments. Killing Floor 3 is the next installment in the legendary action horror series. Set in the year 2091, the game is developed by Tripwire Interactive. The storyline revolves around a megacorporation named Horzine that has created an obedient horde of bioengineered monsters known as Zeds. The only resistance against these creatures and the future of humanity is a rebel group called Nightfall. As a player, you step into the boots of a Nightfall specialist. You join forces with up to 5 teammates to battle waves of Zeds. The game allows you to earn Dash, unlock skills, and build the ultimate arsenal. It's a gruesome graphical vision powered by Unreal Engine 5. The game prides itself on its gore and is expected to offer more varied and bombastic carnage. Luna Abyss is a single-player, story-driven action-adventure game developed and published by Bonsai Collective. The game is set in a vast, derelict colony deep within the belly of an ominous mimic moon. The protagonist is Fox, a prisoner of Luna, caught between a cryptic prophecy and their prison sentence. Fox is tasked with exploring a megastructure that sprawls deep beneath the surface of the moon, recovering forgotten technology from within the abyss and the lost colony it consumed. The game features fluid platforming and intense bullet hell combat. The combat encounters are structured around movement and evasion rather than aiming, with automatic lock-on for any target in proximity. This unique approach to combat, combined with the game's atmospheric setting and narrative, sets Luna Abyss apart from traditional first-person shooters. The game is rich with inspiration from BioShock, Nier Automata, and Returnal. It promises an arsenal of weapons and advanced mobility and traversal mechanics. Neo Berlin 2087 is a unique, third- and first-person action role-playing game developed by Elysium Game Studio. The game is set in a dark and bleak vision of future Berlin. The story begins on a dark and ominous night, with Neo Berlin plunged into chaos following the savage murder of the head of the police department. The protagonist, Nolan, a brilliant detective with a troubled past, is tasked with the daunting mission of finding and safeguarding the police chief's daughter, Natalie. As Nolan embarks on this perilous journey, he uncovers a sinister conspiracy that threatens to consume him and the entire city. The game is a deep, cinematic detective thriller that takes you on an emotional cyberpunk journey about justice, friendship, love, guilt, sacrifice, and betrayal. The city of Neo Berlin 2087 is a world of contrasts, of light and dark, of hope and despair. Technological advancements and cyberization have divided society into a two-class system where the rich rule over the city while the poor fight for survival. Synduality, Echo of Ada is an upcoming action game developed by Game Studio Incorporated and published by Bandai Namco Entertainment. The game is set in the year 2222, in a dystopian future where a mysterious poisonous rain called the Tears of the New Moon has wiped out most of humanity. In this world, players assume the role of drifters, individuals who make a living by collecting rare resources known as AO crystals on Earth. These drifters face off against xenomorphic creatures known as Enders and other players' drifters, while relying on their AI partners, Magus, to guide them through their journey. The gameplay centers around cradle coffins, armed vehicles that players can fully control and personalize. Players can join other drifters online to either help them in their missions or hinder their progress by fighting to loot their precious resources. Synduality, Echo of Ada is a unique blend of PvE and PvP elements, offering an immersive third-person shooter experience. The game is set to release soon and will be available on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. The First Descendant is an upcoming free-to-play sci-fi looter shooter. It's being developed on Unreal Engine 5 and features photorealistic visuals. The game combines RPG play with third-person shooter combat. In the game, you inherit the power of the ancestors and fight to protect Ingress. You can play various characters with distinctive concepts and battle styles. Each character has unique abilities and equipment. The game offers both solo and co-op missions. Up to 4 players can use varied mechanics to defeat giant bosses. The game also features exciting gunplay, looting, and strategic boss fights. The player becomes a descendant in the game and is given a mission to fight against the invaders for the survival of humans and to protect the Ingress continent. The game offers a spectacular story and a unique atmosphere through high-quality fields developed with Unreal Engine 5. Star Wars Outlaws is an open-world game set in the Star Wars universe, between the events of The Empire Strikes Back and A Return of the Jedi. You play as Kay Vess, a scoundrel seeking freedom and a new life, along with her companion Nix. The game allows you to explore distinct planets across the galaxy, both iconic and new. In this high-stakes adventure, you can fight, steal, and outwit your way through the galaxy's crime syndicates. The game features stealth and open combat, vehicle combat, space combat, and branching dialogue. You can also take on high-risk, high-reward missions from the galaxy's crime syndicates. Your choices influence your ever-changing reputation. The game is set to release in 2024 on Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and PC. Ashfall is a post-apocalyptic shooter MMORPG developed by NetEase Games. Set in a world devastated by a nuclear war, the game tasks you with leaving the safety of your vault to find the key to saving the world. The game features an Eastern-inspired wasteland overworld. You'll brave the dangers of what remains of civilization, exploring every zone in search of the core of creation. With diverse equipment and a robust talent system at your disposal, you can immerse yourself in a rich storyline. At its core, Ashfall is a third-person shooter. The combat system involves cover shooting elements, as players dash between vantage points to get in an enemy's blind spot and fight them from a safe position. The game also features puzzles, home building, and weapon crafting systems, allowing you to participate in different survival experiences in this post-apocalyptic world. Beautiful Light is an intense player versus player extraction shooter game developed by an independent studio, Deep Worlds. The game is a tactical first-person shooter where 6 squads of 3 operators each are tasked with entering a hostile environment to secure and extract an artifact. The game puts a strong emphasis on immersion, horror, and tactical gameplay. Players can grow as a member of the Quick Reaction Force or invade other players' raids as a monstrous anomaly. The game features stunning visuals and each raid is unique, so players must be ready to face the unknown. Mistakes can risk your life and gear. Artifacts all have different properties that can be exploited. Exploitation of these resources determines whether a city survives or collapses. Each death means the failure of your mission and the loss of everything you brought with you.